100. Hey, gotta keep it 100. Hey, keep it 100. Hey, gotta keep it 100. Hey, keep it 100. Hey, gotta keep it 100.
Hey, everybody. It's Keeping It 100 After Dark. This is your host, Miss Ursula. We do have Jabari and Angelica back in the building tonight for Hot Topics. How y'all doing tonight?
All right.
Okay. So we are streaming live on YouTube. If you don't have the link, please go to my Facebook page. The link is in the last video that I just posted. It is Keeping It 100 After Dark on YouTube. Okay. So starting out, what you guys got going on?
Nothing too much. We're in transitioning. We're trying to go from apartment to house. So
Hey, congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. I know you moving from a house to an apartment, you're going to have so much more room, but you think you're going to have, you think you're going to have a lot of room, but when you start putting your stuff in there, you're going to realize you have enough stuff in that apartment to fill a house. I've been there.
We throwing away everything.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, you starting over?
Like that. We starting over.
So
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be empty.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that.
About clothes and the dishes that you cook real good in. Them couple of pots that you got. If you know how to
the
cook.
season pots.
I'm sorry. If you know, yes, I was about to say if you know how to cook. You got a couple of pots under that cabinet that you
can't throw away.
Like your cabbage pot and your
And see, most people think you're going to keep the new pots that ain't got no stains on them. No, those are the ones you can really give away. It's the ones that stain, they got the seasoning stuck in them that you got to use. Yeah. Everybody got a collard pot and a cabbage pot, a bean pot, a stew beef pot. Yeah, those kind. We know what you're talking about. Okay. Well, Jabari, I know you guys are getting ready to move. The last time I asked, y'all got any plans to travel anywhere?
Since we're moving, no, not at this moment. But
okay.
Tell her what you said. What happened? Because she knows.
What?
So we were going to travel.
Where
we
going?
Gonna go to Atlanta.
We were going to the One Music Fest, but we decided to let that go.
Put it on the standstill for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to sit back and think about because I really want to go really bad. He wants to go bad, but I'd rather move.
Gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah, I'd rather move. I want to move.
Well, I understand that. I mean, you got to put your priorities in order. Mm-hmm. I do.
Mention we can do both if we really wanted to, but we don't want to.
Well, I already know. I know whatever weekend y'all traveling, I got babysitting duty, so I already know that. Shout out to my nephews, Jaja and Mari, Peanut. So, but look. We have so much to talk about tonight. Me personally, I have a couple things going on. I'm traveling like literally October, November, and December. So New Year's, I'm not going to anybody's party. I'm not going to anybody's anything on New Year's. I'm going to stay home and chill because I'm bringing in 2024 at peace. I mean, like, the wheels on my feet are going to be rolling all the rest of this year. So, but anyway, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Tonight is Hot Topics, and y'all are our Hot Topic commentators. Let me tell you, again, every time we come up with these topics for y'all show, I have to do research. Like, a lot of these people I don't know. And one of the topics that we talked about was we're going to get into the whole Krishan thing. I had no idea who these people were. My daughter had to turn me on to who they were.
Okay.
She gave me the spiel from beginning to
shout out to Mimi.
She gave me from beginning to end, and then I had to catch up the rest of it.
They stole my Zeus account.
Right? Because she's like, AJ gave me her Zeus account. I'm like, okay. So now I know how she knows all this stuff. But so we're going to get into it real quick. First, before we get into our topics, there's something that happened today or this week with P. Diddy. Y'all heard about it?
Yeah.
You gotta fill me in.
So, well, it's actually a good thing, but it's long
you
overdue.
talking about him letting his artists get the masters back? You know,
Yes.
I'm always
Yes.
on point. Let me stop.
So I'm like,
People got mixed feelings about it. I know
Yeah.
what you about to get into.
it's like I applaud you for doing that, because the money that you have compared to the money that your artists have is ridiculously, there's a big difference.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So for you to just now be giving them their masters back, I think is a little
It makes
late.
it seem like he has like an ulterior motive or something behind it.
Something's
Like
it's like
it's not
it's
all the
like
way
if I'm gonna do it
genuine.
now because it's gonna pay off for me over here.
Right.
You know, and I don't want to speak ill of a goodwill, but it's like,
Can we talk about it? Because I don't know what's going on.
well, we can talk about that first.
I
Since
mean,
it's done
just
on
real
our-
quick. I mean,
Yeah.
No, he giving his artists, his old artists, like Mace. He gave him his masters back. He gave
Mace.
Okay.
the artist. He gave
even know who
Biggie's
that
estate. So whoever owns Biggie's estate, he gave them the masters. Any artist that's on the label, he gave them pretty much the masters.
masters,
to all
Faith
the
Evans.
songs. Yeah.
And so tell me, when they give the masters back,
Yeah, I was about to say,
does
for
that
people
mean
that
they
don't know.
get all of the residuals?
They pretty much own everything. Like they own the record at that point, all their records at that point. So that means that they could get capitalized or monetized off of like movie placements or anything like commercials.
So any
anything like that.
movies, commercials,
anytime the song is used, they pretty much
so they get the
monetized for
residuals.
that.
Okay.
Right.
And I think
So I wonder who got that one off of the movie, Notorious.
Any of Biggie's songs at this point now are
Notorious
gonna
the
go.
movie.
yeah. So any
So from
That's
this point
streamed
forward-
to certain place.
yeah any residual
From this
checks
point
from
forward,
this point forward.
Those
Yeah.
songs, that money was gonna go to the estate, whoever owns the estate, whether that be his mom possibly or
His children.
I'm gonna watch it 1,000 times.
Yeah. but see, and that's the thing. I think honestly, with Mace has called him out plenty of times about that.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
That's
which
what
is
makes
why
it weird.
Bad Boy never really did reunion tours, because Mace, of course, you can't do a reunion tour without Mace. You know, but now it's like, even though you should have done it a long time ago, it seems like some people's like a little too late. But of all people that you should have did that a long time ago, it should have been Biggie. I believe that once he, when you first acquired his masters, and I know it was after he passed away, you should have automatically gave that to his estate. You know, I think that was the right thing to do. But I mean, it's bittersweet now that they have it, so they could actually pass it on to their children and so forth and so on. So, but shout out to, Diddy for
Yeah, shout out to the
eventually doing
situation
the
for
right
sure.
thing. Huh?
Shout out to the situation, whether we know the good intent with it or not. I mean,
Oh, you already
somebody
know
gonna
the
capitalize
good,
about it.
the bad. If there's any bad intent, it's gonna come out sooner or later.
Oh, yeah,
We're
sure.
gonna find out about it. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. All right. First one is Erica Mena. Okay, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Now, I'm gonna let you, AJ, start out with that because I got my own opinion about the whole thing. Go ahead.
Spice just came out with a video not too long ago. Well, before I even get on how anybody else feel, I'm gonna talk about how I feel. I do feel like the monkey comment was a little racist, and not because anybody else feels like that or anything, but because it was so much other things you could have said. Not trying to be funny or whatever, but if you feel like she was black in something, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was so much other things you could have compared her to than a monkey if you felt like that. So I do feel like she was wrong in the aspect of, as far as Spice saying something about her kid. Everybody has said it was like a thing at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has said something. Not saying it was right or whatever, but people say certain things that have already been said, and certain things happen at different moments. But for her to say something about your child that everybody has said or whatever, you've been wanting to call somebody black a monkey. Or you've been wanting to say that. I mean, maybe you could have felt like that's what she just truly looked like. But I don't know. I did feel like it was racist. I feel like it was just a little on edge. But also not only racist, but I feel like maybe that's really what she truly felt like. Not saying I do, but I feel like maybe that's what she truly felt like Spice looked like.
Yeah.
Maybe she just felt like she looked like a monkey to her, and that's what she just thought. But I also feel like it could have possibly been a little bit of racism involved.
Okay. So what do you think, Jabari?
I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it. I don't know if she really had any racist intent behind it. I think she was just like in the heat of the moment. She was so mad, and she just pretty much picked who she wanted to attack because, like she said, it was many people that said it before. But it's like now you want to. I guess she may really feel like, in my opinion, that the girl is ugly or something. So she tried to compare it to a monkey. But I don't think it was anything racist behind it. But then my standpoint on it with the Love and Hip Hop is they aired it and everything, and let pretty much all the viewers see it before they made a decision on whether they wanted to fire Erica Mena or not. It's not like they decided before
There you go.
that they was gonna fire her, and then the footage came. So that's really how I feel.
But
about
we
that.
all know that's based off how much backlash they got. So
Yeah, they probably didn't
when
expect the backlash.
when they recorded it, they probably had the same views. But when it came out and everybody was like, "Oh, I'm not watching this no more. I'm not doing this no more,"
Yep.
they realized this.
They gotta make a decision.
Downhill. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, I'm gonna give you my spiel on the whole Erica Mena thing. All right, interrupt me at any point when y'all got something to say. Okay, all right. So now we know Erica Mena. She's been on Love and Hip Hop, I think, since 2018. She came out there when she first came on. She was with Rich Dollars in Love and Hip Hop New York.
Right before 2018.
No, I think it was like 2015. Yeah, 2015. And she was with Rich Dollars. Okay, she was in a relationship with him. All right, so she's said monkey before.
Who?
Erica Mena.
Oh, God.
It was
Who else
with
she call a monkey?
It was Johnny Blaze and
It's racist. It's racist.
So Johnny Blaze,
Yeah.
she called
Because
him monkey.
Johnny Blaze don't look. I had pictures. She came into one of my old stores, and I had pictures with her. She don't look like a
Okay,
monkey.
wait, and she. Well, I mean,
Okay.
it was some producers that she called monkeys too. Some music producers.
So yeah.
Okay.
If she
So
got a
now-
history of it, then it's a
Okay.
thing.
So and
It's a
true.
thing.
Let's just play both sides. So that may be her go-to.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, she don't know how to joke on people,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
So,
but
but
monkey
now-
go to is crazy.
But wait a
Yeah,
minute.
that's
But now,
racist.
so
Yeah.
now,
Especially
remember
after
the
History of
episode? There was a episode with Kimbella, Tierra, Yandy, Erica Mena, and they were at brunch. And Erica went in on Kimbella because she felt like she was a model, but Kimbella she was sleeping her way to the top. Okay.
That's how I feel.
So in you know how they do they'll show a clip and they'll show the person talking, telling what was happening. So Tierra said they act like a bunch of gorillas and I'm a banana in the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
So Tierra said it, but that's
But that
different.
Tierra is black.
Yeah, that's different though. She used like what is it called now?
Analogy, yeah.
She used an analogy. She didn't like.
It wasn't
That means you going crazy.
it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't a direct like comparison.
It was just an
Okay.
analogy, like
Yeah.
you said. Yeah.
All right, so now, Erica, to me, she says the N word in every single episode.
That's a whole nother conversation about Hispanics being able to use the N word.
You know what I'm saying? That's a whole.
That's a whole nother
She
conversation.
uses every
People-
episode,
hold on,
but
can
nothing.
I ask y'all how y'all? I mean,
Huh?
what do y'all feel about it?
And see, I didn't even know what she was.
No, I'm saying like just about Hispanics because he said that's
That's
like
a thing.
So do y'all feel like maybe Hispanics can or cannot? Because I've seen some black Hispanics.
What is what's
if you want to talk
what's
about
Krishan's what is she? What is her?
her
national-
mom is black for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, but she is. She has some kind of, and so does he. So does he. Like
yeah.
it's some kind of Spanish, like whether it's Dominican or what. But regardless of that, like I'm talking about like real like Hispanics, like we got across the street from like real Hispanics saying like ninja and all that stuff like are they okay? To me, I feel like you not.
I don't particularly like anybody calling me the N word. You know what I'm saying? Anybody. But when we are together with family and, and people are joking around, it is said. And there's no backlash at all inside of your family, inside of your home. You understand what I'm saying? And then and people are like, well, that's double standard. Okay, well, that's my double standard.
Well, not really. Like I'm not even talking about like we can say whatever we want to in the house, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like as far as like outside, do you feel like
No.
Spanish? You don't feel like Spanish is Spanish? Why?
I don't really think anybody outside of and I don't want it to. I don't want it to come across as double standard. But I'm gonna keep it 100. Personally, I don't. When I hear a bunch of guys out in the street saying it, I feel some type of way. But it's on 10 if I hear somebody outside of being black say it. That may be wrong, but that's just how I feel.
Do you think that if we like just take that Hispanic person, because I mean we never hear about Hispanics, but like from slavery days, but if we take the Hispanic and put them with us back in the day with slavery days, do you think that they will be the ones also?
But they did. Cause
Okay.
They did,
And
I'm a historic junkie. They did have slavery in South America. That's where Santeria and all that started from too. So a lot of Africans came from Nigeria and in the west side of Africa and came straight to the Americas, not just North America. So in the 1400s, 1500s, I believe, by then, they had their own little slave trade out there too. That's why, and then they mixed, in between with Hispanics too. That's why a lot of Hispanics are darker and some look, lighter because they never, mixed with Africans or whatever. But that's why it's kind of a crazy topic to talk about, because some of them do have African ancestry in them.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get on this another.
So that's why I said that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah,
so
we
it's
have
like,
to bring this back up then.
Definitely. So what I will say is this. To me, is in the context that you're using it. I personally can go without saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can personally go without hearing it. But it's also in the context because I see a lot of Hispanic and mixed race or whatever talking to other young black guys. They're friends. They're out there. They're rapping or whatever they're doing. And it's like, hey, what's up, my,
Yep.
So I don't even have an issue with that. To me, it's the context in which you're using it. Yeah. And you already know there's so many different ways you can use it, which I think is crazy. But exactly. And the context in which you're using it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna say this. I call foul on Mona Scott.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Because you knew how
fly.
Erica was when you hired her. That's what you hired her for.
And that's what Lil Scrappy said. Lil Scrappy does not.
Yeah,
he
can't.
don't
It's
like
a
her.
lot of artists.
He
on the
don't
show
even
cannot say
rock
that.
with Erica. Like he will let it be known like he doesn't. But he got up there and he said, "You let it happen." Well, I guess I'm thinking from a different mindset though, because I let it happen and it happened or whatever when it happened. But now that it's aired, I'm losing money, so you got to go. And I mean, call me what you want.
You looking at it from a business standpoint.
Yes.
From a business standpoint.
That's just me.
And I get it. I get that part. But what
that's
I'm
me setting my feelings aside.
But at the same time, you hired her to push the envelope.
I didn't tell you to say nothing racist.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, see, that's the thing. She didn't tell her to say anything racist. However, you filmed this how many months ago?
They put them in position. Like,
you know what I'm saying? You put her there. You saw what she said.
Yeah.
And in a business standpoint, you should have known better. You let it air, and then you're gonna throw her under the bus. When you should have took responsibility and said, you know what, it was wrong. I should have checked her when it happened. Can
you put yourself in? Okay, not trying. And I'm not saying it was okay. I'm just because he would tell you. Am I not outside? I would think of everybody's point of view, even if I don't like it. I would think of it.
Think of every perspective.
So let's just whoever the producer is, I don't even know. But let's just put ourselves there real quick. Oh, she done said something off the wall. I know this about to go crazy. Even people that don't watch it about to watch it because she done said something. Even people that don't talk about it about to talk about it because they don't us. So if I'm that person and I know that this topic is about to go off the wall, or I think, I'm sorry, hold on, let me be right.
Okay.
If I think this is about to go crazy because of just what I know, but then it turns around and it airs, but it backfires on me just a little bit because it still is going up, but it's not going up how I think it's going to go up. So I got to make a decision now, but let's just put ourselves in that person's shoes. Not saying, I'm going to say it one more time, not saying she was right, but I'm just saying let's put ourselves in the producer's shoes.
Yeah, Mona Scott.
Come on now. Like, I know it's not going to be right, but I didn't expect this backlash for people to be like, oh, I'm never going to watch it again, or I'll cancel this. Let's cancel it.
Jeopardizing her show.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this about that. So she let Erica go unchecked. Erica said monkey. years
Okay.
ago.
Right, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either.
Yeah, we didn't know
Erica
that. We didn't
said,
do our research.
yeah,
I ain't
she
do the
said
research.
Monkey years ago to Johnny Blaze on the show.
Right, and she
Which
don't
is
look
crazy
nothing
'cause
like
she
her.
don't look
And
like a
she
monkey.
did not do, and there was nothing done about it.
Which
I had
makes it.
pictures of that.
Okay.
I wish you would have told me. 'cause
But
I
wait,
took
wait,
pictures of
we
but,
done-
that.
that,
we
but
done
what, but
prepared.
what, but what color isn't
remember
it
that.
Johnny Blaze though?
I had pictures of my phone with her.
But Johnny Blaze is what? She's our
about
complexion.
Yeah, she's our complexion.
Okay.
Yes.
So she calls some music producers
Yeah.
monkeys.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
culture racist.
All right. Now, I think the backlash from this time was because Spice is dark skinned.
And she is
She
a
might
different
have thought
ethnicity.
she looked like
So that's a
monkey.
big thing.
Yeah.
Not trying to be funny, because I don't think she looks like. Do you think she like? Okay.
Nah, she just
We
looked
don't-
like she got.
But to her, she might have just thought
Okay.
that was just the thing.
Well, see, this is the issue that I have, because it was because the fans got mad. It's because somebody threw out the race card, and it went crazy after
Yeah,
that.
once you do that, it's
Okay.
your show on.
But now,
in
That's what
jeopardy.
anything.
is Erica
Yeah.
racist? I don't think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think she's racist.
I didn't think it after tonight. I mean, I didn't think it before. You just told me that she's called other people that don't even look like monkeys.
But
What
then,
is that to you?
But then at the same time, like I said, it could have been the fact that she was trying to say the one thing that she thought would hit would
No,
hurt.
ma'am.
One thing that
Because of what? Because of what?
What?
If that's the one thing that's gonna hurt, what do you think that's gonna hurt because
Historically,
of? Hold
that's-
on,
But-
no, no,
but
no,
see-
hold-
but see-
okay, but hold
You know what
on.
I meant to get
Race, it's only gonna hurt because you gonna think about racism.
But that's
So
the
that's
thing.
racist.
But her children are black.
Hey, listen, a lot
That's
of
like a
lot of
gay
white folks
person
have
saying,
kids with
that's
black
like a
person.
gay guy having kids. That don't mean you're not gay.
True. But what I'm saying is I personally don't think she's a racist.
I do.
Okay? Her whole
I
best
can show
friend
you
is black.
pictures right-
Her husband was black. But I think not that she's racist. I think she's comfortable in the black culture.
Monkey is a very strong word to use.
But how many times, and I'm gonna keep it 100.
No, you
Like
know it.
whether I like what she said or not, I don't like what she said. But I'm also gonna take everything into consideration, because how many times have a black person called another black person something like that, but it was more of a joke, or it was, just something that was said, or just an insult, not a racist comment.
Not
Don't
why-
get me wrong.
not why
I
they're
think,
mad.
yeah. But,
Or why are you crazy? That's different compared.
Well, okay,
It would sound crazy if a black person called another black person.
but you on TikTok, I hear it all the time. Especially these guys from Africa who get up there with these
see,
bug
that's another
eyes
subject,
and
too.
all this other
because
stuff.
Africans feel a certain type of way about black Americans anyway.
Exactly.
So that's a whole another subject in itself.
But now I'm gonna say this. I don't think she's racist. I think she is too comfortable in the black culture, and I think Mona has given her too much rope to be like Jocelyn. You know what I'm saying? She's given her too much rope to hang herself and saying things that's never been checked before, because you said it before and it went unchecked. But why all of a sudden now are you being fired? Now don't get me wrong, she should have some backlash from it. Of course she should. But this is the part that I'm gonna say. Was she wrong? Yes. But now, as a mother, once you start talking about, if you say anything about my kids, all bets is off. I'm gonna hit you with the lowest thing I can find.
Even if it's already been said a million times. Because honestly,
Well, I think-
nothing Spice said haven't been said a million times.
But in context, though, like I said, if she had said, well, look, Erica, I understand, you hurt or whatever, but I've been there. I've done that too, And she said, well, I've done it for 18 years. Then she was they were comparing years, how long they've been mothers.
Mm-hmm.
It was Spice who came with the first dagger and said, well, at least my son loves me.
because she said because Spice said
Because it had nothing to do with what they were saying.
It did, because Spice said first, I've been doing this. I think she said 14.
Something
Some
like
years
that.
younger.
Yeah.
And Erica said, well, I've been doing it 18 to try to tell her.
That she has a son that she's
18
been a
years
mother.
old.
Yeah.
Well, at least I mean, I'm sorry. If I'm telling you something, well, I've been doing this within my heart and my kid, and I've been doing this. And I'm not saying she was right, but if I'm doing it with all my spite and you trying to come back at me like, well, I've been doing it 18 years. You just told me a few years
Well,
ago.
see, I think what she was saying was Spice was comparing her situation to, you got small kids, you just starting out doing this. And she's like, well, no, I've been doing it for 18 years because I have a son that I'm not with the father that I've been
and
raising.
He can't stand you. And you told everybody.
But then at the same time, why bring that up? You know what I'm saying? I think once you open the door to the insults, you can't then get mad about what I say to you. Yeah. Now, I think it's wrong. Don't get me wrong. She shouldn't have said what she said. But at the same time, once you start insulting me or you hit below the belt when it comes to something other than just me, you talk about my kids or my parents or my family, yeah, you take it to a different level. And just because you went one level below me don't mean I got to stay there. I can go all the way down to the bottom if I need to. But I think, honestly, Erica should not, one, have said what she said, but I think she was comfortable in saying it because she's done it before, and Mona didn't say anything. So this, to me, falls on Mona. That's just my opinion.
And that's the producer.
That's the producer of the show. Yeah.
That's the producer of the show. Yeah, go ahead. But, so, Jabbar, as a father, what would you say if you had, in that situation, when you're talking about just something in general and you're discussing, how you're living life or what, the problems that you might be going through, and somebody just randomly throws in something personal as a dagger to you, you know what I'm saying? Do you, and I know some people can keep their feelings in check, some people can't, but do you think she's justified in not saying what she said, but to come back at her controversial or to say something?
She's justified for definitely, I guess, responding back. I just think that the response, she either, in my mind, I guess she if she said it before previously, she was comfortable saying it, like you're saying.
Exactly.
But it's a little different because Spice is dark skin and that colorism these days, that's a whole nother subject. So.
And I think colorism had to do with it too.
Yeah, so it's like,
because had
Johnny
she not
Blaze
been
is
a
a
dark
little
skin, had she not been a dark skinned woman,
it wouldn't have been this much.
It wouldn't have been
behind
that much backlash. But because she's dark skinned, I think that is where you got the racist comment and the colorism.
That's where the monkey part
exactly
just went over the board for everybody.
That's where it went. Because the thing is, she didn't, and then I think it pushed the envelope, and they showed clips of the next episode that showed Kirk. Kirk said, "Oh, we monkeys now." Now it's like they're trying to. Now everybody's saying that she would mean it towards them, which is not the case. She was talking to one person specifically. Had nothing to do.
But that's how everybody, especially on a show like this, they're gonna capitalize off that moment. Like, okay, well,
and see, that's another thing. That's another thing. Mona fired her for saying it, but then she turned around and capitalized on the comment that she made. She capitalized on the viewership when people want to see the fight. You know what I'm saying? So you're capitalizing on something, but then you're punishing the person who said it to get you.
You're punishing the person that got you these moments.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't think that was justified at this point because you.
Maybe she had more denials than she had acceptance in this particular case.
I think it was more lopsided when it came to the viewership and the comments, because every comment that I saw, because Love and Hip Hop very rarely puts out a disclaimer. Okay?
A disclaimer for that? Because I only seen the clip. I ain't watched the episode.
Yeah,
so.
they have a clip at the very beginning of the new episode, or the both episodes, saying that they're going to be discussing sensitive topics. And I'm like, that's man. Like a oxymoron. You cannot put Love and Hip Hop and be sensitive about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about sensitive subjects.
Exactly.
Ain't that every episode?
Every episode. So that goes into our second topic. So the second topic was just Love and Hip Hop, the franchise in general. Okay. Now, I'm going to start out. So Mona Scott, the whole platform of Love and Hip Hop deals with violence, sexual exploitation, cheating, You got sex tapes, you got fighting, you got cursing, you got secrets, lies, and manipulation. But saying monkey was over the top.
All right.
You know, I'm just like not understanding.
It's never had racism.
Huh?
Racism is a different category.
Yeah, but you know, no. What's the gentleman's name? He's bald headed. He's part of the Creep Squad. You got Rich,
Yeah.
Peter Guns,
Caesar.
not Caesar. He's the one that was trying to date Peter's ex. I cannot remember that boy's name. Anyway,
Oh, the Hispanic joint.
yeah, the Hispanic guy.
I can't
I can't remember his name.
Yes.
But
I think that was
What
he,
you say?
dude Caesar.
not Caesar.
San Frisco or something. I don't know.
Something like
his
that.
Hispanic joint. Yeah. The one
but-
that was crying.
Yeah, but he says the N word all the time.
Yeah, and
Nothing said.
I'm not going to disagree about that. And the only reason why I'm not is because I don't feel like I don't know as much as I can say, but I don't feel like certain races are equal to that. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I don't. Feel,
Just keep it 100. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't feel like whites and Hispanic are like equal. Like I just don't. I feel like they get treated. I feel like Hispanics get treated just as
They
much
had
as
their own oppression.
They have their own oppression going on.
throughout
so.
history.
As far as the N word and Hispanics, I kind of feel like I don't know. I don't. feel any type of way about it.
To me, it's all about how you feel about how you feel about it.
It's a and a ah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a and a ah.
And I don't particularly
that,
like
though. It's
either
like-
one, but
Yeah.
you know.
Is a little different. It means disrespectful. Ah, it's kind of chill. Ah, it's a little chill to me. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, so loving hip hop. Correct me when I say something wrong. Okay. The word you hear these words every single episode. You hear the B word, the N word, hoe, slut, tramp. I've heard dope fiend, cokehead. You know what I'm saying? I've heard all these different words, but monkey is the limit. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody on my last said Peter Guns.
I think it's Cisco. I looked at the
Cisco.
members.
That's it. Cisco.
Yeah, Cisco.
Cisco.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
Cisco.
Hispanic guy.
Peter Guns,
Yeah.
we already know he don't care. But Cisco is the one
Yeah,
that
Cisco
dated
the one that be
who he date? He date
Tara.
Peter Guns dude. Peter Guns girl. Yes,
Yeah.
he did baby mama.
He tried to.
He tried, and maybe they
Oh,
did.
yeah,
And he was
the twin.
crying about it.
Talking about the twin.
Yeah.
Peter Guns was crying about. Cisco was crying about dating. What is her name? Tiara.
Amina.
Amina, yeah.
He tried to date Amina. He
That
tried to
is
date.
Amina.
Okay, Amina.
That's
Yeah,
Peter
not
Guns'
Tara.
baby
Yeah.
mom.
So.
Yeah, because Tara was the first
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. See.
one. Yeah.
But see, what I was saying is they have you've let these people say all these wild things for years and years. You what's his name? Stevie J called the record. He used to be a friend of his. A cokehead on TV. They call each other.
Oh, yeah,
So you
Secrets
hear
start
all,
coming out.
yeah, you hear these people say all these crazy, outlandish words
Derogatory
on
things.
love and hip hop, and my thing was, but monkey was the limit. Like that's the limit.
It's the limit when that viewership
I don't
online.
think.
Yeah, I
they-
just think like, come on.
They've never. I've watched it for a while. We both have watched it for a while. I have never heard any racist slur.
Nah.
Never. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never heard anybody use a racist slur. To me, that was like the closest to, and maybe that's why the network was like, oh no, we got to get rid of it.
Now I was saying when you was out, it's probably like a colorism thing because Spice is a little darker.
Yeah.
So it's not like
We
Johnny
was
Blaze
just
a little
talking about
different.
that.
She don't look like a monkey, so people will brush that off like.
But
nah,
why
she don't
would
like
you
that.
say that? Unless
But
And
what
that's
I'm
why- that's
saying
what goes
is-
back to that. Like she probably did have some racist intent behind
because
it
why
because
would you
it's
say
like
that?
if that's a go-to, it's like come on.
And
now.
I think because Spice is dark skinned, that when
That's
she
why-
said it to Johnny Blaze, it was more
People
like of
brushed
an
it off.
insult, like just calling her just something, just trying to make that throw daggers
how
at
many
her.
times you gonna say that? Or how many times you
Yeah.
gonna throw
Exactly.
that?
You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, I call BS on Mona Scott because you've let this girl go unchecked for years. And now all of a sudden you want to say, okay, well that was too much. But then
She
you
just-
turn around and air it
Spice
anyway.
Just wore the bet, just won. Sorry, Spice just won the artist of the year in wherever. So that's another thing. You know, like it's things happening for her right now. It's no way you
Yeah.
can just call her a monkey and things can
And
slide.
that's the thing.
Everywhere. Johnny, I seen her. I was working in Triangle. I was a manager at Triangle, one of the Triangle stores, Edge, if anybody goes. She came in there. So she obviously is not, she doesn't have as much rank as, I would never see
Spice.
Spice in there.
Yeah.
You know, she wouldn't even be in the mall. You know,
Yeah.
her designer would be bringing things to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like her stylist. Yeah. Sorry. Her stylist would be bringing things to her. She wouldn't be going in the
But
mall.
see, and that's I think a lot of different things came into play with this situation because Spice One has topped a lot of what the so-called artists on Love and Hip Hop. They're artists up there, but they're not even getting any recognition as far as the artists. They're more of actors and actresses now on the show versus being actual artists. I've seen Cardi B come out of there. She didn't go back.
Jocelyn just did an interview maybe last week or week before last about what's Kurt's wife? Rashida. You've been there 20 plus. Why are you still there?
Yeah.
And you know, and it's not knocking.
And she just came back with one of her songs from way back in the day
Okay, no.
was trending on TikTok. And they made a big
ma'am.
deal out of that.
No, ma'am. We not like you can leave the music alone, but as far as what Jocelyn was saying, like, why are you still in Love and Hip Hop 20 years later?
Exactly.
Is this where you just gonna stop and you go?
Because
Cardi
it's a
B
check.
Cardi B has. Okay, not a big enough check. If Cardi B has passed you, and they were Cardi B, Jocelyn Hernandez, and
I ain't gonna lie.
What's the other girl name? My lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is.
But Lil Mama had a little more.
Okay, they all took.
They
classes.
parlayed it into something else.
They all took etiquette classes.
Mm-hmm.
They all got themselves together. I ain't heard nothing about Lil Mama, but Cardi B and Jocelyn Hernandez are doing something for themselves.
Listen, Little Mama had a little clout before, but Jocelyn and Cardi B had nothing before Love and Hip Hop, and
Yeah.
look at the level they are now.
Yeah.
For
Exactly.
them to not be like Jocelyn, pretty much is on her own. You
She's
know,
a pimp.
pretty much
She's a female pimp.
Yeah.
on her own
Yeah,
wave right now. Like,
but I think she's her own worst enemy though.
oh yeah, for
She could
sure.
be so much
For
farther
sure.
than she is right
she's
now.
Stevie J in a better form. Like, she might really care about these girls, but don't. If you get what I'm saying, like she care enough about them to where she'll take care of them and make sure they're all right, but she don't care enough.
I'll say that since she a woman, she understands, you know, what position they're in because she was there. So I think she look at it a little different. It's like, you know, I only see bits and pieces like you was watching earlier. That was my first time even seeing that episode of
Yeah,
that.
no.
But
It hurt your head, didn't it?
Man, listen,
They was
I say
fighting,
all the time
screaming.
they can't even play this on regular TV.
He was just laughing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Every now and then, once in a blue moon, he would start laughing, and it just because it's funny.
it's just. But like I said, she been in that position, so I think she looks at it like it's like kind of like a tough love type thing for her. It's like, I mean, I'm gonna pretty much put y'all in positions that I know y'all gonna get into it eventually. I'd rather
You know
y'all
what I
see
feel
it.
like? I feel like, and not even just her. A lot of females treat their friends how males treat them, how their
Yeah.
boyfriends and stuff treat them.
We
And
about
in
to
her-
get into that too.
And in her case scenario, yes, it does go there. But in her case scenario, she's treating all these girls that love her so much like how CV
Yeah,
Dre
they praise her.
Jay treated her in the very beginning of Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah,
He
that's what I'm
downed
saying.
her,
She put
had
them
her
in them positions.
crying, had her feeling so belittled. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
below
saying?
herself, yeah.
Yes. The whole time, she was more than that. And she's doing this. I watch her do the same exact thing in all the I have watched all the Jocelyn's Cabaret. And she does that in all of them. Even the one I was watching today, which was a new episode. And he was just...
Yeah, listen, these girls
in the
are praising
background
her,
laughing,
like,
but-
Jocelyn sleeping, all kinds of stuff. I'm like, man, what? Like, this girl God or something.
Y'all know he's not lying because that's what happened this week
I'm
on the
just
show.
sitting here like, what?
Yeah, they're fighting
And
because
it's just
Jocelyn's
crazy
sleeping.
seeing her come from the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta with Stevie J being his side piece to now she the main event. It's just like,
Yeah.
and Cardi B the same thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like now she's like one of the biggest female artists there is.
And
right
in
now.
the interview, I didn't catch the whole interview, but in the interview, and they cut it off here, they said, they asked Jocelyn, do you feel like you should be where Cardi B is? Now, mind you, in the music industry, they started at the same time. So
Yeah.
If they were going to be nobody, if anybody is the head of anybody, it's because they put more effort.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I watched both of them not know
it's
how to speak
definitely who
English.
wants it more, right? Exactly.
I watched both of them not know how to talk or speak a line.
It
5
took,
words.
I think Cardi B made, was it Bodak Yellow?
Yeah, Bodak Yellow is one of the
And
biggest songs.
that took her to another level.
Her husband.
Yeah, when she got with
That's-
Offset.
That's what really took her off.
But the thing is, they used their platform. She saw an opportunity to do more. But these people on Love and Hip Hop are there, and it's like a job. They're there to
It
make
is a job.
their check. They're not looking about like people like Stevie J who had these hits, who was a hit producer back in the day. You got people who
I
are
don't
like
even
Rich
know what he
Dollars who
played.
have
I never
these.
even heard a
Man,
song of
listen.
none of the Creeps.
I heard the song from Stevie
He
J.
used to produce for Biggie and all them back
Yeah,
in the 90s.
he got
and all that
pictures. He
stuff.
got pictures with
man,
them.
he
I
was
didn't even
that
know
guy.
that. Yeah, he was that
He
man.
was that guy. She don't be knowing other producers.
I
She
don't,
just-
yeah.
She don't be in tune.
But
with all that
I
stuff.
didn't know who he was until I looked him up, and he did a lot of great stuff back in the days
he
during the
was-
Biggie
he was
era.
that guy.
But what have you done? What Janet Jackson said? What have you done for me
Got
lately?
that tape with Eve. You
Have
ain't
you
know about
done
that.
for me lately?
She said,
She ain't know about that.
"Oh yeah, she know that
She ain't
song."
know about- yeah.
But I think, but now, just like, and this is a little bit on the same subject. I have an issue. Okay, so all of these reality TV shows are there to push the envelope. People
Yeah.
tune in to see the fighting,
Yeah.
the name calling, the sex scandals, the
Everything.
secrets, all that stuff. Okay. Now everybody knows that Shawnee O'Neal just got married a couple years, like 2 years ago, to a pastor. Okay. But now she's still a producer for Basketball Wives, who are still sleeping with everybody's man, you know, lying, cheating, fighting,
What they got to do with her?
but she's producing the show.
But him, that's his. Like, what they have to do with her?
Because I'm
She
like
ain't-
this.
She's
I'm like
not
this.
a pastor.
No, she's not a pastor, but and speaking of somebody who used to be married to a minister, you gotta when you're married to a minister, the one thing you can't do is be wilding out on the side. You know what I'm saying?
You can do what you want. It's
True,
up to that minister.
but you can't play both sides of the foot. I'm sorry, you can.
Yeah.
But people do. You're not supposed to. You shouldn't. But But being a well-known, famous pastor, for you to be playing both sides of the fence, and to saying that you're going to be, guest spotting on, Basketball Wives, how you gonna balance that? That makes no sense. Because it's the same thing that happened with Megan Good and her husband. You're married to a minister, but you're still making movies where you are.
honestly, this right here is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
Because
it is.
we can't even touch on this without interrupting. Because we can
So
go on this far.
if any of your followers have comments, tell them to call in and
y'all
voice their
commented,
opinion.
please.
It's 919.
See, they commented. Don't call. Okay.
919-899-9305.
They comment up here, but I need y'all to call. If y'all got, and don't call up here crazy, but I see y'all got some comments up here. Chime in, or if y'all comment up here, I will speak them. I will speak them out.
But again, go ahead. It's a whole nother topic. But
It is a whole nother topic because I ain't gonna say we, but you raised me,
Mm-hmm.
so I should be in a church. The reason why I'm not is because I work when my grandma and granddaddy church is open. Okay.
Yep.
That's the only reason why I would travel and I would do what I have to do, but I'm not just going to anybody's church. Why? Because it's different now.
it's very different.
It's not how it was. Do they even have vacation Bible school anymore? You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know
But-
what church that does that anymore.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, I don't want anybody talking to me other than who I know knows what's going on. Like, I just
So,
don't want any false
I grew up in church. You know that ever since I was small, and I've been under my my home church's following until my dad, started pastoring his own church, and I'm over there now. So with me,
My
I've
kids
never
participate, ushers. And that shit.
I don't church hop.
Yeah.
A lot of people do.
Yeah,
I don't
I refuse.
because I want to build, my faith, and I don't, because you go to one church and they're doing one thing over here, another church is doing something totally different over here, and everybody should be following the same Bible, but everybody's different. Every pastor is different,
And everybody's living different.
Yes. So, my dad says a lot of time he'll keep it 100. He'll tell you everything he's done in the past, because he'll let you know I'm here where I'm at now, but I've never been perfect. I'm not perfect now. I still make mistakes.
Me and you can say whatever, but Jabari has witnesses, and this is outside looking in, because me and Ursula both, granddaddy, that's her daddy, that's my granddaddy. So we were raising, but outside looking in, you always say how blunt and real he is.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just like at Thanksgiving or Christmas or when he come or whenever he see him. That's 24/7.
24/7
in the church, and he's already said it. If it's not Cornelia, and I shout them out, woo woo. If it's not Cornelia, which we can't make either one because we work.
Yeah.
But I wish we could, and we send our kids to
and I make sure the kids are in church every Sunday.
Those are the two churches I would go to. I would go to there, or I would go to my grandma and granddaddy church. But we go out of town, and we work, and I make sure my kids go out of town with Ursula to go to church. But I'm not gonna listen to anybody that's just talking or just wants some offering.
And that's another thing, shout out to my father, Pastor Whitaker, elect Lady Martha Whitaker, Mount Shalom Missionary Baptist Church in Arbor, North Carolina. Okay. But that's what he's trying to go to another level of doing his streaming service, so that people who can't come, and so we have a lot of elderly people who maybe can't make it out the house, and so he's going to start doing the streaming service so that they can participate in church and hear, and he does do a lot of visiting out after church, going and making sure that they're okay, things like that. But the situation with Shawnee, it's like people judge you. They should not, but they judge you based on your spouse.
Or period.
And Keon, his name is Keon Anderson, I think. But Keon, the pastor that was married to Megan Good, at first he wanted to support her and with her career, because that was her career. But I think that and the things that people were saying did start affecting him.
Yep. Somebody up here said, I've been searching for a new church home myself. I want my boys to know the Lord. She said church is just definitely not the same anymore. Shout out to Pastor Forbes. I'm not sure who that is. I miss Vacation Bible School.
Yeah,
which we don't.
It was a thing back in, especially in the summertime. Yeah. Kids were out of school.
Yeah,
people went to. It was every week we had to go Vacation Bible School. All the kids had to paint the pictures. All the other kids learned like the different stories.
We went every day,
and you get a certificate at the end of the week, at the end of 2 weeks.
That was enough.
Exactly, and everybody was happy because you passed Vacation Bible School. It's not the same. But I think that with Shawnee, I understand it's a job. It's her bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? But when you start talking about faith and, straddling the fence, you're holding on to this money with this franchise that you really don't need, and I understand people like, well, don't drop what you're doing to follow your husband. Well, honestly, that's what you're supposed to do. If that's his calling. But everybody has their own. I'm just, like I said, I'm concerned when I saw that she was going to be continuing with the franchise and participating in the franchise. Are you going to be giving them, Bible lessons when they start fighting? Right. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do to promote who you are now?
Said, that's really, and maybe we can do this in 2 weeks. That's really, and then maybe that's like two subjects in one, religion. Or how people handle it, or how people deal with it. It's so many, it's different. Mm-hmm. Some people old school, some people new school, some people trying to do it however the church is trying to tell them to do it now. It's really, you can't really. I love old church. I love the
old church. Yes. The
where you
foot
couldn't
stomping.
read the Bible, where you stuttered when you read the Bible. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's not supposed to be too clear. The Bible now, you can read it clearly. It's supposed to make you stop and think, okay, hold on real quick. If you don't stop and think about it, then you just reading right through it. It's just like a book, like a teacher saying, "Oh, what did you read?" And you can't tell me what you comprehend because I read the whole book. But can you tell me what happened? And
This
Genesis or
exactly.
Revelation or whatever. Like, you can't tell me what happened. Then what is it? When the Bible was hard to understand, you had no choice but to stop every so many verses to figure out what was said.
What was said.
Or what was going
And
on.
shout out to, of course, your kids again. We had church this past Sunday.
Okay.
And my daughter, shout out to Mimi, had to teach Sunday school to the kids.
I see that.
And she had to literally break it down. And she did the story of Job.
And he talked about my oldest talked about it all week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, she made it interesting.
Yep.
And the fact that they remembered it, of course, they grandma and grandpa just kind of, psyched them up the whole
I felt
time.
bad. He said, "Mommy, ask me the question." I said, "I don't know the questions, baby." He said, "Ask me the question." I was like, "Oh Lord, just like I."
But when you have kids that are excited
Yeah.
about learning about the Bible, the Bible is just a library of other stories. The same way you go to the library and get all these other books that you read about these different stories, it's the same thing.
Y'all read Bible stories to me. This is earlier, and not when we was at Grandma and Granddaddy house when we used to catch the bus at the top of the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being read Bible stories, regardless of what anybody else remember doing to me. I remember at nighttime I was read Bible stories, and that is important. That is very, 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 very important. Nobody can change how I feel about the Lord. Nobody can change anything because of how I was raised.
Exactly.
Like, and not only that, about what I've learned, what I've seen for myself. It's really about when a person believes in something, it's because they done seen it themselves. I've seen a lot of what y'all taught me as a child come true, or was real, and nobody can change that.
So let's parlay that into we're gonna save the longest topic for last.
Yes, please.
So let's go into it's talking about church. So Black China, which her name is
That's a
Angela
good
White.
segue.
Yes, please. Let's talk. About
Okay,
it.
so
Let's get
she
into it.
recently gave her life to the Lord. Okay,
Amen.
She got saved. She got baptized. Now she deleted her OnlyFans, which she was making millions of dollars on. She took out her, she got rid of her demonic tattoo that she had. She
Took out her light
removed,
bulb.
yeah, she took out all her
Yeah.
different, the implants and things
Yeah.
like that.
What does that have to do with it?
Now, well, she said that all of the reasons why she did those things was to become the image that
God.
the reason she did all of them was because she wanted the image of what Hollywood what she thought Hollywood, what she was to look like in Hollywood.
Okay, I thought
Oh,
she
the
got
reason why she
got
got
rid of them
Okay,
because she said that she wanted to go back to who she was.
Yes, and what God created.
And what God created,
Okay.
what she wanted to look like she was when she was Angela White.
Well, guess what? You have Lord said, don't touch it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And me and the Lord have a very much close connection. Sorry, we and I got a whole bunch of tattoos on my body.
I don't think it wasn't her tattoos. It was
No,
the demonic
I'm just
tattoo that
using-
she had.
I'm just using the example because he said he said don't do it at all.
Well, I don't think I think people misread or misunderstood the part in the Bible when they talk about, they think you're not supposed to get tattoos. I don't think tattoos.
I got somebody that said drop the OnlyFans and picked up child support. Oh, don't start.
I don't think child support.
Don't start.
I don't think child support is the money she was making on OnlyFans. So she did a
Maybe that-
downgrade. She did a downgrade. So,
But she knew that if I drop OnlyFans, I gotta do something else instead of just believing in the Lord. You
well, I mean, I would
It ain't
say
funny.
child support is a thing that she should have been getting anyway. So I
I
can't
think she's been
say.
getting the child support.
Yeah,
I
she
remember I
been
seen
getting the child
Instagram
support.
post with Tyga
But look
talking
at it like
about
this: she went from making millions of dollars to making a couple of $100,000. But you're talking about she has to drastically change her lifestyle now too, because she can't support the lifestyle she did have on just child support. So I think that, and this is, I don't know what happened to her, and a lot of people that do get saved and find the Lord, they always tell their story of, this is what happened to me and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I think the disconnect with the people that know her is they don't know what happened to her to make her change or make her give her life to Christ. So I think that's the disconnect that people have. And until she opens up and lets people know what she was going through. Now we see what she's been going through, but is that the reason why you did it?
Honestly, it was, to me, it was like a I see what you're going through until I seen her show on Zeus Network, and the Bible says honor their mother and their father. You know, I don't care, honestly, and a lot of people can disagree with that because a lot of people view Tokyo Tony, which is her mother, in their own way. But when I watched the show over and over while I was at work doing nothing, I realized that the disrespect didn't come from her mother until her mother felt disrespected.
Now, saying that part, people think when it says honor thy mother and thy father that you're supposed to hold them up no matter what they're doing, whether they're right or they're wrong. No, I think it means that you still have to respect them. And if the respect means that, okay, I'm just going to only deal with you at a certain time frame, at a distance, then that's what I'm going to do. But I'm never going to speak ill of you. I'm never going to talk down about you. It's about respect. I can respect you.
National TV
Disrespecting my yeah, exactly.
Throwing anything at you, spitting at you, throwing water. I'm not gonna do any of that because shows only air, and I've learned this really, and I only learned this because of which is topic we're gonna get on is Blueface and Krishan. The show used a lot of their tweets in the show, so I know the show is not aired but about 4 or 5, if maybe that many months ahead before they air it. And you were just before you aired to the world, you wanted to be of Christian and bow to the Lord on your knees and stuff. You were just 2 months, 3 months before that, you were disrespecting your mother on national TV, calling her all kind of names, spitting at her, throwing water at her, throwing chairs at her, throwing everything like you were disrespecting your mother on TV. It wasn't like it was 2 or 3 years later, like, oh, I want to find the Lord. Like I was telling him, you don't just wake up one morning and say, oh, I want to be the Lord. I want to live for the Lord. Don't call me Jelly no more. Call me Angelica.
Well, now, and I will say this. I will say this. We never know when a person has that experience where they decide to, okay, I'm this has just happened to me. I'm going to stop doing this. Because it does. Now, I don't know many people that just automatically say, no, it's done. I'm not doing it again. It is a process. And I think it's a process because you've done wrong for so long.
I wouldn't say that. It's people that's known me as Jelly since 4th grade, Creekville Elementary School. And if I wanted to say today, don't call me that more, call me Angelica from here on out because I live for the Lord. That's not how.
They're going to slip up and say Jelly a couple times before they get used to it.
Up, it's like, girl, you ain't changed last night.
True. And that's the thing. You can have the experience of wanting to change, of wanting to get saved. Like you said, people can either say confess with your mouth, believe in your heart. That I can't remember off the top of my head, but that Christ died for your sins, that you are saved. Now, you confessed it, you're saved, but now you have to walk in it, and that walk may not be a clean walk to begin with because you're pulling away from a whole lot of crazy stuff. So I may be Ursula now, and I'm this same Ursula this week, and then next week I'm maybe a little bit different, but all you see is the same Ursula. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take you a while for my actions to show you that I'm not the same Ursula. You know what I'm saying? So, and I get that she got saved, and you don't have to tell anybody your story of what Christ did for you or, why you got saved. But I think when you're on a platform like that, a social media platform, and you have people following you, people who look up to you, I think that you sharing that would help them understand what you're going through and probably help them understand, maybe this is the route that I need to go. But she never kind of told anybody what happened.
It's just more like a clout thing, like, oh, I'm just saved now, like everybody just be saved and follow me. I don't know, I just don't. I don't like the way she went about it. I feel like she could have transitioned, which if you're a real transition shows transition. So you didn't transition into this woman. You try to just flip this overnight and just say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and tomorrow everybody gonna feel like everyone's gonna think of me as Angela White, and that's how it's gonna go.
It's not going to be overnight.
But that's what she thought.
Yeah.
Because that's
maybe, yeah.
That's how she portrayed it. She didn't give us a saying like, she didn't give us a vlog saying, you guys, today I'm just number one of my journey. I just want to try to change my life, and y'all just be with me. And then day 90 came and she, made another video. No, one day she just woke up and said, I'm going to take all my lipo out and I'm with Jesus. That's basically what
I think it's more of her delivery than what she actually felt. Some people want you to automatically just jump up and be like, I'm going to do this and this is who I am now.
Okay.
No.
I got to read this.
Okay. Go ahead.
This says, read it, babe. King Saul.
It says King Saul was changed to Paul on the road to Damascus in 3 days.
Yeah. Like I said, you can change.
Right.
Yeah.
You can change who you are. You can be I can be Ursula wilding out, drugging and doing all this other stuff in the club on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a believer in change.
But here comes Sunday, I might go to church with one of my friends or whatever, and I might hear something that really connects to me and changes me, and I could get saved that Sunday. Just because I was wilding out Saturday don't make me any less saved if I get saved on Sunday. But what happens is I think you have to then walk in what you're believing after that. Now you're gonna have a whole lot of people who will try to keep dragging you back to who you were. Girl, please, like, come on, let's go out, let's do this. But you have to stand fast and walk in your new life. You know what I'm saying? And I think maybe it's the way that she came out to everybody as far as what she was gonna do. I think she was more matter of fact, which is fine.
More genuine about it. To me, it wasn't genuine. To me, it was like, okay, I'm gonna go from hooker to holy in one day. You cannot do that. You can't just. Yesterday you were just posting stripper videos, and today you at the altar. You cannot do that because that's gonna send mixed signals. You
can, but it's gonna send mixed signals.
No, ma'am. Yes.
It's gonna send mixed signals. You can.
Yes. It's not too many people that's strong-minded and understand. It's not too many people connect to the Lord and understand for you to be sending mixed signals like that.
And I wish my dad was listening tonight, but
Granddad.
I think we like Saul when he fell off the horse. You went from was it Saul to Paul? You know what I'm saying? So he did it just like this because Saul was cruel.
Not saying miracles can't happen. I'm not saying that.
No. I mean, I think that something happened and she wanted to change her life, but I think she took her walk and maybe narrated it from the person that y'all used to know versus narrating it from the person that she was trying to become. If that makes sense to me. Yeah. If that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's see. So to segue that, we're gonna hurry up and get through this next topic because we're gonna leave Krishan what's his name? Blueface for last.
Period. What's his name? Nobody.
So now, still talking about the whole Christianity situation with Black China. Let's go into the whole new era of all of these demonic performances that they do on all these award shows. Okay.
See, we love this because if you don't believe it, you are right. Don't even worry about it. That's how I feel about it. Bypass it, sweep it under the rug. But with him, it's kind of like, you better watch it a little bit, right? Do you not feel like?
What you mean? Like, do I?
So my thing about it is like,
I know your standpoint.
I can watch the video today just like this. But with some people, it's like they get drawn into it because that's just a certain thing they believe and that's just how they feel. Like, but with somebody like me that just like kind of blocks out all that stuff, it's just like, oh my God,
Well, see, I think adults so as far as kids is concerned, my daughter won't watch it. She doesn't listen to Doja Cat no more after the whole crazy thing that she's been doing.
She got going on.
So Billie Eilish, all these people who come out and talk about Satan worship and all this other stuff, she refuses to even listen to them. They'll come on the radio and she'll just turn TV down. The radio down. So she doesn't even want to entertain it, to listen to it. And I understand why, because I can't think of one of the Doja Cat songs, but once you listen to a person, if you have a song that you like that person did even beforehand, whenever you hear that name, that song will pop in your head and you'll start singing it. I did not know some of the things that Beyonce was saying in her songs.
A lot.
When she said plugging her period with the pages of the Bible. I think people they miss that.
What was okay, I'm gonna think about it, but the song that it's another song that all the kids and everybody was singing that you had to actually listen to. I can't think about it right now. But he knows I'm heavy on that. Like, I really listen to what is said before I start speaking it. And a lot of people, it's not like me, and, you know, they don't just let things affect them, but a lot of people is, like, they listen to words and they let it affect them, and automatically they just, like, turn into this demonic person because that's what they're thinking. It's called psychedelic. But it's a natural psychedelic. People take psychedelics to feel like, but it's also, you can have a mental psychedelic as far as like, oh, I believe if I go to the radio show tonight, I'm gonna have superpowers. You know, this is just something I'm saying. And if I actually believe that, I will feel that. Like I will feel like that's gonna happen. And that's how it is with these demonic videos. Like, okay, it's a demonic video. Little do you know, Beyonce been speaking demonic all our life. A lot. From then.
Yeah,
it's been demonic.
Now,
you just didn't know it.
So the Grammys with this year, when Sam Smith did the whole unholy performance, I couldn't watch it.
Why?
Right, I didn't even watch the Grammys because now it's like every performance, I feel odd even watching them with my kids because it's either it's sexually explicit or it's something demonic, and so I heard about it the next day. Like, I didn't even watch it. So I heard about what happened. And so I went back and I looked at like a clip of it. And I'm like, it used to be back in the day that Satan worship was an underground thing. And that people talked about Christ out loud and, you know, talked about it in the streets. And it seemed now to flip where now it's like all over TV. People are talking about it in like red carpet interviews and talking about how, you know, they, you know, throwing up the sign
because,
and
it's because we left the age of Pisces, which was the age of the church, and then we entered the age of Aquarius, which is the age of information. So if people don't know what that means, it's a zodiac, it's an astrology thing. But I mean, you know, you may believe in astrology or you may not, but I mean, the signs are there. Just like all the retrogrades and all that stuff, but that's a whole other subject. But what the age of Aquarius means is that we left from the church thinking to we have pretty much all this access to all this information and people don't know what to do with it. So it's like we left the church mindset and now it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and follow this because this is what I got access to. Like all the TikTok videos where people like Antichrist and all that stuff. It's like it's more on a bigger platform now, but it's been going on because like in hip hop, for example, like Kanye said, "I sold my soul. It was a crappy deal." Pretty much something along the lines of that. Like,
why would you do that?
Just like ESTG says in his song.
That's what you felt.
Yeah,
it's like I sold my soul back in September. We're gonna ball forever. It's like people just blatantly saying it.
Yeah,
what you think?
It's like,
what you think?
And I tell
it goes over a lot of heads because people don't really, you know. I'm like a conspiracy theorist, so that's why I studied it.
That's why a lot of men bump heads because I'm just like, I know who the Lord is. I got a strong, and not saying he's not, but he just have his own. We both have.
I think he doesn't like to entertain the thoughts, the words.
Yes.
Where like I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you.
You don't believe it.
So I'm gonna tell you. We used to go to this to the skate ranch a lot. Yes. Okay. Yep. Back in the day, was it Monday? The Tuesday or Wednesday?
Shout out to the skate ranch.
Family night.
And I mean, I got sick of it because all of them skate. I skate too, but it's like every single week it was something that we did as a family.
Yeah.
And
which was cool.
I went on adult night one night with my husband, and they were playing. I was sitting by the wall, and they were playing this song, and every single word was a cuss word. And I mean, I'm talking about vulgar, right? And I was just like, am I hearing what I think I'm hearing? And so I called your brother over and I said, do you hear that? And he was like, what? Like you, right? He was like, what you talking about? I'm like, you don't hear what they're saying? He's talking about, no. He was so busy skating and listening to the beat that he wasn't hearing the words.
Right.
Sounds familiar.
You know, me personally, I was listening to the words.
I'm listening to it.
You know, so I'm like, I got a headache standing there listening to it. And when you don't listen to the words of a song, like my daughter's favorite song when she was 2, okay, was Kisser by Usher. I did not know what that meant, right? I'm literally thinking he's talking about kissing somebody. And I dropped her off at school one day and at daycare, and I was coming back. I was at my job, and the song came on. So I'm getting myself together to get out the car, and I hear what he said, lipstick on my leg, and I'm like, wait a minute, right?
You know, you see what he's talking about now.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there like, is he talking about what I think he's talking about? So I had to listen to the whole song over again, and that's when I was like, I told my daughter, I was like, you cannot sing that song. You're not gonna walk around singing that song because she would be in the house just walking around to my good kiss, and I'm just like, no.
Meanwhile,
What?
she had us trained
What?
because we listened to the whole Jamie Foxx.
Nah. That's before I knew better.
No, hold on. That was before you knew better, but we knew better. I knew better.
Oh yeah.
I knew better.
What's the movie?
What was the album?
I
Was
can't
it
remember.
just Jamie Foxx? Was it the
I
Jamie
don't.
I forgot the name of that. I think I know what album you're talking about though.
It was one he came out with
With T-Pain?
T-Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
I think it was his first album that he did.
Lord, we can't remember.
But what's the name of the movie?
She played it on
Thin Line
repeat.
Between Love and Hate. This one right here.
Lord,
This one right here.
She wants to talk about
But she's so into
let's
the
talk
movie.
about let's talk about Jacob singing the new T-Pain.
What? Oh, see, you know what, Jacob? She throw you in the bus like that. I didn't do that.
But
I
you
didn't
was
do it.
getting ready to throw me out.
I didn't. I didn't do that. It was your aunt that did that. But
sure
no,
was?
I'm literally these kids and being a DJ. Jacob's a DJ now,
All right.
and I know he plays the hottest songs that everybody wouldn't listen to. But I tell him, I'm like, there's so many songs you can play without playing a song that's demonic. You know, you won't, and he doesn't really
Especially
deal
after
with.
a couple of drinks, you start playing house music.
Yeah.
And
And that's probably the safest
about
music to play.
frequencies.
Yeah, once you see the crowd
Vibrations.
has got enough drinks, you start playing house music. You good.
Yeah,
They
because
gonna be in
house
there
music is
busting
probably the
sweat.
safest thing you can play.
Hello.
Was Unpredictable the name of the album?
They said
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
Yes.
Who is that? Okay, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. Yes,
Unpredictable. That's
Yeah,
it.
they had them
That's
comments
it.
right there.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I said, I these kids and I go through Mimi's playlist.
yeah.
Okay. And I think now that I was sending her a lot of these videos talking about demonic things, and she literally went through her playlist and started deleting stuff because she was very big on Billie Eilish when she first came out. And then she started reading more about her and listening to her lyrics, and everything she did was dark. Like she was like, it's almost like a suicidal kind of, and she was like, I'm like, I don't want that in my psyche. So she was like, no, I can't be listening to that. And so with the performances they have, I think Jay-Z did one where he mocked the Last Supper on stage, you know.
Blasphemy is real, and people don't
It's
understand.
very real.
That it's so much blasphemy now. I mean, blasphemy is cool now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
When I say like,
It's normalized.
and when people say it's a lot of truth in jokes and stuff, that ties into blasphemy. Like it's so much. I see it so much. He would tell you, I'm not playing with the Lord.
No, I don't either.
I'm not. I fast. He'll tell you. Everybody tell you I fast the first 6 months of the year. I've been doing it for 4 years. Woo, woo. But I would never play with the Lord. Like I never break my fast. The Lord. They say out of sight, out of mind. He's right here.
Mm-hmm.
If I know that I fast the first 6 months of the year, and every year I have a different fast every 30 days, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, let me just cheat this day. He ain't gonna see me. He's right here.
He's right there.
He's right here.
And people don't understand. A lot of people think that when they say, oh, well, I've been paying tithes and I've been been fasting and I've been praying and things have not changed. I'm still in the same situation. And I'm like, and I used to think like that too. But then I thought about it. I'm like,
That's not how it happened.
yeah, I said,
Nah.
I'm looking at it like this. I'm like, I have leveled up every single year of my life. Am I rich? Absolutely not.
No, but I'm
But
okay.
I travel the way I want to travel.
Hello.
My kids are successful. They're in school. You know, do I have months where things are kind of tight with money? Of course. But I'm still leveling up every single year. He's taking care of me. That's what people don't understand.
Because I'm doing what I'm not because I'm waiting for a handout.
Yeah.
Because we meeting halfway. I'm there. I'm getting where I'm supposed to be, and the Lord gonna carry me the rest of the way.
the rest of the way.
It's not because I'm like, oh Lord, just help me, just drag me from where I'm at. No, I'm going to work and work and work. Even if I'm at a position where I feel like, oh my God, it's not gonna happen, but I sit back and relax and know it's gonna happen. If you think in your mind it's impossible, you have no faith.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Exactly.
you have no faith
You know,
at all.
people they talk about like with your kids. A lot of people are like, well, shoot, I ain't fixing to take the kids every, I'm just gonna go. But I'm the type of person where I'm like, they can't help that their parents are working.
Yeah.
But
kids
they're
be in
they're
church.
they're like once removed my kids. So I take them to church because I feel like if I can pour some good into them, he's gonna pour some more good into me.
Hello.
And that's the way I look at it.
And not only because, you know what I'm saying, it's going to happen regardless, because, a lot of people like, well, let me do it, because then if I go take some kids to church, I'm going to pour in. No, she, not only that, because she doesn't have to, it's what she puts into it. She got to feed these kids. She got to make sure they go to bed. It's not just, I'm taking the kids to church.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
more than that.
Exactly.
So you're going to get your blessing, but a lot of people be like, oh, well, I'm going to grab me some kids and take to church. Just because you said this, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to grab me some kids and take to church. No, get them on the night before. Make sure they got make sure everything is lined in order.
Yep.
Because you do.
Yep.
But you can't say that. You can't just say things like that no more.
No.
You can't say what you just said, because now everybody feel like, oh, let me go grab a kid real quick and take them to church, and now my blessing's about to come in. No.
Well, see, and that's why, like our church down in Aurora, we're trying to get it where there's so many kids in that little town that don't go to church, and we have a church van. And I told my dad, I said, we need to do stuff in the community first. Let them get to know who we are personally and as a church.
For free.
For free. And, do a concert, do, some kind of event where we're feeding them and singing, just so they can get to know who we are, because personally, I'm not just let my child jump in the van with anybody. I don't care if you got a church name on the side of the van or not, but I'm like, get to know these people. And, my mom will feed anybody.
Hello. Feed me.
Anybody, and she's like, well, go get them. And the first thing she do, the kids love when we go down the night before, because they wake up whenever the kids are there at my mom and dad's house the night before, they got breakfast in the morning. Right. We got to stop and get breakfast when they stay with me.
Tell me, I know how it goes.
But what I'm saying is she's like, okay, well, go get the kids, the kids from the neighborhood. And she said, if they come to church, we're going to make sure they have breakfast at the church so they eat. We're gonna feed you.
How you know she ain't lying? Well, who do I tell you? I can cook, and I mean, they cook real good. But who do I tell you I get it from?
Your grandma.
My grandma, because I was allowed to sit in the kitchen. Everybody else, get out there. And she would say, get out the house. We was in the house, but she would say, go on in the house. In other words, go on in the living room, get out the kitchen.
Yep.
But I was allowed to sit right there.
Sit right there and watch.
Sit right there and watch. And now my husband would tell you, I'm there with it. I cooked a 14-dish Thanksgiving last year by myself, based off my grandma, not based off of anybody else. Shout out to my mama, woo woo. But my grandma, I did. Your grandma, you just, it's your grandma. I sat there and I watched, and I learned, and now I am what it is what it is, right?
Oh, for sure.
And it's
Well, I will tell anybody, if you do go to church every Sunday, if there are children around you and people know me, I'm auntie to everybody. Yeah. Everybody in the neighborhood that my kids hang out with, that are friends with, I'm auntie. If I got room in my car, they're going to go to church with me. Right. If you have kids in your neighborhood that their parents, take them to church with you. I mean, it don't cost you anything. Just take them, and because they could be doing so much worse in the street than they can for those 2 or 3 hours they might be at church.
You and my brother, I will never forget. We were in the Parish Manor. Anybody on my live, I'm not sure how many people on the radio station, but people know Parish Manor. Mm-hmm. But y'all had a Bible study
every Wednesday.
I don't know.
Yep,
but it
every
was
Wednesday
once
night.
A week,
Mhm.
And it started off small because I was there. I remember, but before you know it, the whole neighborhood was
There's a
there.
bunch of kids. And they love
And
those oatmeal
yes,
cookies
I
and,
was just
and the
gonna
juice.
say y'all did snacks, and really, even if that was the thing that brought them there,
Brought them exactly.
Yeah.
evidently they didn't. They was lacking.
A lot of
something at
kids
home.
come to church to
Yes,
eat.
Yes.
But you're feeding them, you're feeding them food while they're there, but you're also feeding into them with Christ too. So shout out to anybody that's doing Bible study, doing anything with children. So we got about 35 minutes left. 30 minutes really, because we want to wind it down and give our thoughts on everything. But we're going to get into the whole Blueface
yes.
and Krishan Rock. Now, this is the one I had to research. Okay, you break it down. Y'all two break it down to begin with. So, and I'll put my 2 cents in.
Okay. I thought my husband was gonna start.
No, that's what this year.
Okay, so recently, everybody, I mean, if you don't know, you can go watch, you can download the Zeus account, and you can watch what's been going on recently. But up until this week, Krishan has had her baby. She had her baby. Woo woo. Krishan Jr. yes. I love it. I'm here for it. I don't care. I am here for it. As much as Blueface said it was no thought putting into it, what it is you're upset because you wasn't there.
Yeah.
He
And
mad.
it could have been a Jonathan.
Yeah, he hurt.
But it wasn't a Jonathan Porter Jr. It was
And
a
it probably would have been a
Krishan
Jonathan if he was
Porter.
there.
Yeah, it would have.
Y'all hear what I said?
Krishan Malone, right?
Krishan
Malone
Malone Porter.
Oh, he got both.
Oh, so
he
she
got both
did give him the
names?
last name.
Hello.
Okay.
So she
she
cared
cared.
that much.
She
Yeah.
care.
Um,
You know, that's that
up
Pisces in there.
until okay, Krishan. Let me
She
see.
tweeted 18 minutes ago.
18 minutes ago,
She tweeted
said
Krishan Jr.
she ain't letting up. My girl ain't letting up. She's on the Krishan Jr.
Nah,
hard.
that's the whole topic running itself too. The tweets that's been going on.
I mean,
these
it's
past
been
few
blowing
days.
up all over the
Uh-oh.
place.
She talking about me, y'all, because earlier I said CJ. She said, I now feel bad. She said his name is not CJ. He don't got a nickname. Okay, so earlier I did say CJ.
Who said that?
Krishan tweeted that.
She said and she made that clear her first night in the hospital. She said he don't have no nickname.
His name is Krishan. Okay, I ain't mad at it.
Me neither. I feel bad. I'm gonna delete that tweet. But long story short, no, for real. She just recently had him. She had been talking about recently how she wasn't going to let him, be there, and a part of that energy. It was just a lot of energy and
Okay, so what's the name of the show?
Crazy in Love.
And it's
Season
crazy.
2.
It's
Season
crazy.
2 is out right now. It was season 1. It's season 2 now. She was pregnant basically throughout the show. It's still going. It's still airing.
This
Every
show
Sunday. Every
is,
Sunday.
if you look up toxicity in the book,
Okay.
this is the most. And I thought Love and Hip Hop was toxic.
Nah, the Zeus
I thought
Network is
Atlanta
different.
Housewives was toxic.
Yeah.
Different.
This is the most toxic show I have ever. I couldn't even watch it. I was telling Jabari earlier. I watched a couple of videos and my head started hurting.
Yeah.
I couldn't because I
Yeah.
got so mad.
I can see it. Yeah.
I got so mad just watching this.
Yeah.
And it was 2 parts to it. One, Krishan cried a lot.
She's a Pisces.
She's
Yeah.
very
Y'all
emotional.
emotional?
I'm a Pisces. Woo,
She a
woo.
Pisces. That's why
She's
that's,
very emotional.
She is.
that's your road dog.
And I get it. She's very emotional.
Yep.
But you're with somebody who pushes those buttons constantly.
Not no more.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, not anymore.
But she was.
But
Yeah.
you literally are the opposite of what he is.
It's the
And
love.
but it was toxic. Like
But
I've seen them fist fight like on the street, not at home where most people have domestic violence situations where nobody knows about it.
Right.
They were on the street.
Everything's been on. If you haven't realized, they met on camera. They met.
I don't know how they met.
The blues or whatever. Blueface had his own little show. Kind of like the rest of these shows that's out. I don't even know what the purpose of the show was. Like, I guess I don't know. But anyways, even if Krishan didn't win, she won evidently the show because she ended up being with him, having a baby with him. Well, anyways, after the show, they continued to be together. Right now, he's like making like a big deal about it.
Right now.
Yeah, he's tweeting right now.
He's tweeting right
Oh
now.
my
9 minutes
God.
He's
ago.
been tweeting since the baby been born.
Yeah, so while she was pretty much having in labor on live, having her baby, he was tweeting pictures of him and his first baby's mama Jaden Alexis or whatever her name was, with her and him saying they were together. So I mean, the level of he took toxic to a whole different level, because to do that while you're just just was together, girlfriend is having a baby, and for you to be with another woman and throwing shots or at her at that time, it's just low. It took it to a whole nother level. Now, so the biggest thing that happened was I kept wondering why Krishan was she was okay with the disrespect that he gave her. Like, he called her B all the time. Yeah. Say that she was a hoe all the time. And I'm just like, why would you stay with somebody who disrespected you like that? But then her father got into a altercation with Blueface. I saw that. And a lot of people just looking at the fact that they was fighting. But I listened to what he said to Blueface. Blueface asked him, did you teach your daughter to put her hands on anybody? And he was like, and Krishan tried to say something to her dad. And he told Krishan to shut up, know your place. Right? And I'm like, wait a minute. That was her dad talking to her.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then Blueface asked him again, have you ever hit a woman? He said, I'm a pimp. Of course I have. And I'm like, wait a minute. Time out. And then he asked him, he said, why did you hit her? Why did you hit the woman, that was, that you was with? Because she didn't know her place. And I'm like, well, that's exactly why Blueface said he hit Krishan. So how are you now gonna defend your daughter when you did the exact same thing to other women, plus probably her mother too? So now I understand why she was okay with the way that he treated her. She grew up that way. Her father was just as toxic.
Her mother too.
Yeah. And then her sisters.
That's why now in the recent episodes, she's like, her mother's trying to speak to her, which everything her mother said was true. But how are you going to try to speak to me now?
Well, her sisters.
I don't want to hear nothing from nobody now.
Exactly.
Because now I've already seen what's happened to everybody. I've already been in the predicament what happened to everybody. So now I'm just handling it how I know. Now y'all want to, because it's on TV and everybody and their mama know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to try to act like you want to teach me something.
Now, I listened to her sisters said to Blueface, I don't care if she was right or wrong. She's still right. And I was like,
who said that?
That's what one of her sisters said. They were talking about
the same one that tried to fight her when she was pregnant.
Right.
Yeah.
Takashi.
Yeah. And I'm just like, wait a minute.
Girl, be quiet. At this point, she can't
Stop.
say anything.
Yeah. Stop. For one, don't hold somebody in there wrong.
She can't say anything. She just threw a drink at her pregnancy.
She was trying to fight her at that time when they was having the altercation with the dad.
She wants camera time just like everyone else.
Exactly.
She dropped the song in the midst of this too.
Just like Blueface trying to make it seem like, Lord Jesus. He said, who has birth in a jury? Who puts makeup on this? Who just? First and foremost, let me. He knows I love jury. Mm-hmm. Only reason why I don't have it on now is because it's broken my hands. Most of my hands is small. I'ma just be right. I got 4 chains, all of them broke. My rings, my hands get swollen. What I said when I left? I said, I ain't got my rings on. I love jewelry. Mm-hmm. So if honestly,
you got it. Your sister love her jewelry.
So if I was in the predicament where I had it just on because that's what I wore every day, I'm not thinking about taking it off. Like, I'm just not thinking about, my jewelry is in the camera. I'm not thinking about. He made it seem like because she had all her jewelry on, who has jewelry with a baby?
Well, now I will say this: when I had Jacob, this is before social media. Mm-hmm. When I had Jacob, I looked like I was in labor. Period.
Everybody did.
But now my second one, we had video. I had a video camera at that time, so I made sure I was looking halfway decent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when the people came in to see the baby, I looked kind of decent. He
was making it seem like nobody's prepared, but you best believe, like you just said, even if she hadn't had one before, she's very much prepared for this baby.
I'm gonna tell you, and what he didn't understand, I think, as a mother, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because you're a mom too. Krishan now on her post seemed to be a lot different than the one that she was with. You know, that
why?
she was with him.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's a tie. So now, okay, before it was I got to keep a hold of. Not saying this is a keep a ninja baby or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it's a lot more confidence now because now I'm tied in, now I'm linked in.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like you can say whatever you want to say about me. You can push me off to the back as burner as there is. You can have 8 burners if you want to and push me to the farthest one. I got your child.
Yeah.
So not saying she just like had the baby for that, but I'm saying God makes no mistakes. She got pregnant by him multiple times. This time she just decided, oh, I'm gonna keep the baby. She had the baby.
Oh, she's been pregnant before.
Yes, she's had multiple.
I didn't know that, but it's not surprising.
She's had multiple abortions by him.
Really?
This particular time, that's why it was such a big thing. This particular time, she said, you know what? I'm gonna have the baby this time. I'm gonna have the baby. That's why he's so angry. He was, and if you watch the shows, you seen he really was excited once his slow self understood that you are not exempt.
Yeah,
He
that
didn't
he was the
even
father.
know what it meant.
He didn't understand the wording on the paper.
But you know what?
What do you mean? What
I am gonna say this one thing. Usually when DNA tests come back, listen. And now I love my girl Krishan, but this is I'm gonna just keep 100 right there.
Yeah.
Just keep
Okay, I'm gonna say this one thing I've been thinking about all week. Well, since the crazy grandma said this. So grandma said they were related, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were cousins because okay.
Cousin
Hold
the
on.
last name.
All right, boom. It's been one thing that's been making me think if they are really related.
What?
And the only thing that's been making me think that is the paperwork said you are not exempt from being the father. Usually, it does say 99.9999%.
Mm-hmm.
This particular, and I'm not saying it's right, but it's on.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
All I'm saying is, if it didn't get, and she said it herself. Krishan said on the video, she said, I guess they don't tell you the percentage no more. So if they didn't say the percentage, but they said you are not exempt from being the father, could they possibly be related only because of the DNA?
No, man.
Well, no.
Come
So
No.
I need to know because I've been baffled.
I think with DNA, when you do they did a paternity test,
Right.
Not what's the other test when you are like you want to know if you're the grandmother or
Right.
It's a familial test.
Just a DNA test.
Yeah, they
period,
did a
though.
DNA test to show paternity.
Paternity. Okay.
When you do a familial test, that means if something, God forbid, was to happen to your brother, right?
Oh Lord.
And
God
your mother wanted to make sure that those were her grandkids.
Right.
They would do a test, and it would be a familial test. They say, yes, you are related to these children.
Right.
Okay, and the only way she could be related to the children.
It would say you are not exempt from being the father.
Yeah, that was kind of odd.
That was
a little
weird.
odd.
And she even said it herself. And I'm not saying he's not. I believe he's the father.
Yeah.
But it's just weird that the way the test came back.
It was different wording because they usually do.
But it's on the mama. You knew that last name was Darcy.
Just because your last name is the same,
exactly.
or you got that doesn't mean you're
Now,
related
I'm not
either.
saying. I'm just
But
saying,
now,
like,
at the same
you knew
time-
before they had a baby.
So wait a minute, at the same time, they've been together how long?
About 2 years, two and a half.
And just now,
Right.
the
You
mother
bringing
is
up the
saying
last
that
name.
they
How you
could
know-
possibly that's another
She messy.
aha
though.
moment on
She
TV.
Messy. Yeah, she
Yeah,
messy.
yeah.
Just like she wanted to say Usher and everybody else hollered at her. She just wants to
Yeah.
be. She just wants
To my
to.
Blueface's mother.
Yeah, she got a
She
video
said
talking about all the
Usher.
guys that used to try to holler at her.
So they
back in the
said
day.
that she said that Krishan jumped on her and all this other
She
stuff.
did, as she should.
And
Jump on her.
But she made it seem like Krishan did it
No.
without her doing anything to her. And then I started listening to them go back and forth. And Krishan was literally sitting there. You can almost tell when somebody's lying.
Yeah.
And she was like, no.
That was on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, how you gonna lie about something that's filmed? You know? And then finally she gets up and goes and hugs her. First of all, if you jumped on me, I'm not fixing to hug you. I don't care what you can apologize or whatever you want. So when I tell you this topic bothered me for the last week. Like it bothered me because
still going
I've
on.
never seen so much toxicity in my life between two people. Like Ike and Tina got along better than these two.
And you know what? I was proud of Jalen, whatever the Stewie.
You was
Stewie.
proud of her for what?
I was proud of Stewie for a while because Stewie, I'm calling her Stewie. Her name is Jaden. Whatever.
Why do you call her Stewie? What's the name?
She looked like Stewie from Family Guy.
But I was proud of her
See?
for a little bit because she hadn't said nothing. She was, just relaxed.
But Blueface brought her back into it to be
no,
toxic.
I'm saying like since the baby was born, she's been cool. She's been, being petty, but she's been cool, calm, and like she really haven't said too much. Well, today she started up. She started up and she's mad because Krishan has brought the kids into it, but Blue brought the kids into it first. She said something about getting custody of the Krishan Jr.
Who said that?
Yeah, Blueface, which is not going to happen.
Oh,
but-
he said that.
He said that. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said meant a girl. No, we're not. Okay, go
But
ahead.
he did say something like, if you don't raise him right, I'll have Jalen raising him.
See,
Yeah, he
So-
said
right
that.
there.
Yeah, he did say
they've
that.
been petty all day. Actually, since 5 o'clock the next day of him, the baby was a couple hours.
He went on
12
live
hours,
that morning, right?
and he kept making stories. And
Okay.
at that point, he was high and he was like thirsty, like just to get
Okay.
her attention.
So I'm gonna say this to Jabbar. Now we can go back to the whole Spice thing. If you get on social media and tell me on the world that you're gonna take my kid
Yeah.
and have somebody else raise them,
Somebody,
monkey would be a compliment
something
to
that,
what I would say to you.
Listen, you said that, you yesterday. See, Blueface don't think too smart. He doesn't think.
He
what
don't.
said.
He
Because
don't.
yesterday he recorded a video of his son crying because he's trying to prove to the world he's the best dad in the world, not knowing he's incriminating his baby mom, which is Jaden. And in the video, the baby's the oldest boy, the only boy, well, the first boy, sorry, because it's the second boy now. He's crying, and he's just like, "What are you crying for?" He's telling him, because when you leave, mom's gonna be mad, like she's gonna be mean to me. She's gonna, and it's in.
Oh,
And
wow.
He recorded
Yes.
his son say that.
Not only did he record that, but a few weeks ago, he decided to get on the internet and tell the world that him and Jaden, whatever, found videos of his stinking in the phone. So he called
His private parts.
The baby,
yes,
the 6-year-old son.
the
Now,
6-year-old taking
when they
pictures of
found-
himself.
Yes, when they found that, they laughed and he laughed and made it live about it
Made
and
a
told
live
live
about it.
But then a couple weeks after that, or a couple days, made a video about, y'all watch my son real quick while I go smash his mama out. Hold on. He set the phone up, and the little boy comes up to the camera with his, what you call it, his stinking wink,
His private part.
and like
You gotta be kidding
and
me.
like humps the camera.
Are you kidding me?
This is what
It's not funny. It's only funny because boy, you
This
tried.
is what he's exposed to.
So he comes up to the camera. He kind of like does a hump motion
Talk
to
about
the
the
camera.
strippers in the living room while he in the pantry
And that's-
hiding. This is crazy stuff. This is real stuff.
Yes,
and
but-
Krishan argued that too. Like, you got the audacity to talk about you gonna get
But your
full custody,
mama-
but this is how you treat your
Right.
sons that you
But
actually live with.
His mama just told us last week they got a CPS case open.
On Jaden, right?
Yes,
yeah.
sir, on
Yeah,
Jaden and
because his
Blueface.
mom be talking to his mom
Yeah,
is
they all talk too much. They all look at her. They all
way too much, right?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
It's
It's a
just
lot.
I'm sorry.
God asking his son if he gay.
yeah, because
On
he don't want to
live.
go out there and see the strippers. Because he really, okay, mind you.
Okay.
Hold on, mind
It's
you,
a
the
lot.
kid.
She got a headache right now.
Look, mind you, the kid is in the snack cabinet, but it ain't no snacks in there.
Slim Jims.
So that just lets you know that he's like
Then
trying
Jaden talking about Slim Jim's his favorite. That's all he had in there. Get that boy some
Okay,
food,
I'm
man.
I'm confused. I'm
Yeah.
His
honestly.
safe place was a closet.
the
I'm-
sa-
the
yes,
pantry.
because there was no snacks in there, so that
Come
wasn't
on
the
now.
snack closet.
Just imagine a
he,
6-year-old.
he just
in
felt
that
like that's where
environment.
he should be at the time.
Yeah, because he knew that it was wrong for him to be in that
But
living room.
Blueface decided to go to him and say, "Oh, you don't want to see the strippers out here? And are you gay? And da da da
That's
da."
crazy.
And yeah, he asked the little boy if he was gay.
Let me tell you something. And I know Krishan had her own issues, but there's no way I would even think about
She said it today.
procreating
she
with
broke
a
down
dude
today on that live.
that
She said
way.
it today. She
Yeah.
said, "I would never." She said, "You asking yourself, I would never put my son in that predicament." Like and if she ever does, I can't rock with it because you see how he do his kids. Like Jaden and them kids are
There's
embarrassment.
no way.
They're entertainment and embarrassment.
Yeah.
There's
all they are
no
to him.
way. There's no way that he would ever and say what you want. I'm not the kind of person that's gonna keep my kids from their dad.
Right.
You can, we cannot be together. But as long as you taking care of my kids, as long as you're a good dad, you gonna have your time with my kids. You know what I'm saying? But I say our kids. I'm sorry, but
Right.
but if I ever just one time, you don't get a second chance.
Right.
Just one time, you cannot ever be alone with my kids. You can see them. You would not be able to record them. You would not be able to be with them by yourself. To me, that's child abuse.
If it's that.
Yeah.
If it's that, if you've seen that it's literal child, that baby 2 days ago he literally recorded him trying to be Captain Save a Kid with a dad, trying to be dad of the year, basically. But it threw his baby mama under the bus, not caring.
Right.
The baby was crying, I don't want you to go, I don't want you to go. And meanwhile, he crying like, oh, it broke my heart. My baby didn't want me to go. But in the video, the baby was telling him why he didn't want him to go. He was saying, I don't want you to go because when you leave, mom's going to be angry with us. She's going to be mean to us. That's what he said. He said, when you leave, mommy's going to be mean to me.
And you know why? Because she's probably taken out.
Hello.
Seeing him with another woman.
So what do you think's been happening if they're in the home? If they're in the home and she's being mean to him in the home, imagine what was going on when they was in their apartment.
Exactly. So it's like you've had 2 years of seeing him with this girl, with Krishan, all over social media. Can you imagine how angry she was and what she was doing to the kids during those 2 years, if not before then?
Yeah.
Because it ain't even been a year. Krishan is just getting pregnant. It's been about that newborn baby, is not a year old. So it's almost been a year. It's about just been a year on the head, maybe.
So wait a minute. So this is
new. That
so
baby.
how old is the baby now?
She's not one. She's that.
No. The baby that I just saw her have a couple.
Oh, just a
that
few
baby's
days, just a few days.
Okay.
Old. But that. Oh no, I'm sorry. The new baby just turned one. Sorry, last
Jaden's
month.
youngest
If I'm not
baby.
mistaken,
Jaden's youngest baby.
she just literally turned one.
So wait a minute. So she was.
Can't walk.
So wait a minute. She
And
was.
I ain't down to
she
nobody.
had the baby while him and Krishan was together.
But just made a status today and said my baby daddy would never leave us hanging. She said hold on, let me read it. She said today,
I
hold
can't.
on,
Jabari,
trying to be petty.
This is all today.
Trying to be petty to Krishan. She posted videos of a Blueface in the delivery room with her.
Oh yeah,
Hold on.
I think I saw something
She
like
said,
that.
She said
Videos of them being a good
that-
family together.
She said that my baby daddy would never not show up me. This is exactly how she wrote it.
Had to clarify.
I'm just letting it be known. My BD would never not showed up me and my dead homies.
Oh my gosh.
What I say, Ursula?
I can't talk like that. I don't
Right.
even know what you
Can't even
said.
decipher what
That's
she
what
said.
she said. My BD would have never showed up me in my dead homies. Okay.
Everybody doesn't need
Wait a minute.
So
So what is the dead homies got?
Never
translation,
not showed
she was
up.
trying to say my baby daddy would have never not showed up for me and my babies. But
What's the dead homies got to do with it? I hate to
schoolyard,
sound crazy.
That's
schoolyard,
just some lingo.
schoolyard
That's a
crib.
little-
cuz.
Some-
Okay,
some
so
recent
I'm-
lingo.
okay.
You wouldn't be on.
I'm
that.
lost.
But long story short, what do you mean when y'all just got back together and your baby just turned one? Y'all only been together 2 months. So he missed out the whole year of your little baby girl life. You know? It's confusion only because she's not making no sense. You can't tell me that your baby daddy wouldn't showed up for you and your man when he left y'all. Yeah, he was there delivery, but that's because Krishan told him he could be. Unlike you. You took him to Miami. You know, I was in Miami. You was 2 hours.
Your son is scared of you.
See, they in the comments talking
They in
about
her comments going crazy
because
right now.
Blueface just made a video
Somebody, your son
yesterday.
literally hates you.
Oh Lord, Jesus.
There we go.
He made that video
Because
so
he's scared of her. He said he was
that's the
crying
part
because
about
his mama
social
was
media.
going to Like basically do him dirty.
He
as soon
welcomed
as his
all
daddy
that energy in there, and now they're gonna go to her page
do
and
it
make
on
a mockery
purpose.
of her.
He do it on
I
do it
think
all the
he's.
time.
I think he's doing it on
Yeah.
He does it
purpose,
on
like you
purpose.
said, because he's just toxic.
Yep.
He's a toxic individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, he enjoys these
And I
moments.
think people think, oh, because he's considered a handsome guy.
Who?
That's what they said.
Cause it's
That's what they said.
okay.
Now he's dumb as a box of rocks, but
I don't know.
they said, oh, he's Blueface is fine. He's this, and I'm just like, there is no amount of fine.
Okay. Did
That
y'all see
over-
him?
that-
Did y'all see him sparring Mayweather? Fine.
I did not do it.
Mayweather,
I did not see it.
Hey, look, Mayweather was fighting him like he was fighting Jaja Martin.
Yeah, I mean,
Like a
What?
little
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Playing with him.
he's a
Oh yeah,
professional.
because he fought some
And
TikTok
look,
star, right?
And mind you, when he was playing with him, because of obviously everyone know Mayweather can hit him with one and
Yeah,
knock
he
him
can
out.
knock him out.
Yeah.
But he played with him, and even with playing with him, Blueface was like,
Yeah.
he had like
Winded.
almost tapped out. Yeah, he almost tapped out one. And in that video, Krishan kept telling him stop drinking. Like before the fight, she kept saying because she wants the best for him. Stewie, Jaden,
I
whatever.
was
you
about
want
to
call
come up.
Stewie just wants to be there. But Krishan truly cares. When he was getting ready to spar Mayweather, it wasn't a boxing fight, it was a spar. Krishan kept saying, stop drinking. Like, she kept letting him know, like, this is a real
Yeah, you might want to tighten up. This is not a
This ain't
game.
nothing like
you dealing with
nothing,
one of
like,
the best
weak.
boxers in the world.
He kept saying, I'm good, I'm right. But he kept doing that because he knows he... And I understood.
The way she talks about him or talks, I can tell
She
she
loves
literally is
him.
in love with this man.
Yes, yes. But now she's at the point where she's not going to let it, like...
I think
Well, you
I
know
think
what?
turning into a mom
You know
kind of
what?
changed her a little bit.
But you know what? I can't even. Let's just keep 100. I want to say that I think she would let him destroy. I feel like if he came back around right now, like, baby, I love you. Like, she would fall for it.
She'd fall for it
She would fall for it.
because she's that
I
in
want
love.
I want to pray for strength. Like, I want her to be strong enough to say, like, I got 1,000. She had 300 something million views on live
be
when she
kidding me.
delivered a baby. Compared to that one soul that was not gonna be nothing but bad energy. There
Okay.
anyways.
All right, so let's just recap, right? Because we got like 10 minutes.
Uh-oh.
This has been like, y'all just be hurting my head sometimes with these trending topics. I'm like, when you said Krishan and Blueface, I'm like, what the heck is that? It was Krishan Rock and Blueface. I'm like, Blueface. And my daughter was like, oh, you talking about Blueface? I'm like, who is that?
Okay.
And she started just going in. Oh, he's in love with Krishan. I mean, he doing her so wrong. And I'm like, what? Let me bring you up speed, Mom. I'm like, okay. So she
Please.
just gave me her little spiel about everything. But so Erica Mena situation. What y'all got? What's your thoughts about that? Last thoughts.
She's racist. That's how I feel. I feel like she's racist. You don't say that. I literally have 2 pictures in my phone with Johnny
Blaze,
Johnny
yeah.
Blaze. She doesn't look like a
Yeah.
monkey. She's nowhere near like a monkey. We the same complexion.
So do you think that when she said it to Johnny Blaze, it was more of a insult?
Just like a
yeah.
ninja thing. Like, oh, ninja. Like, instead of her saying that, she just want to say monkey. That's how I feel.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
your just thing is just to call any black person earlier than anybody with some wet and wavy.
Yeah.
So she
If
did.
said
She
it before,
did.
it-
So
it's
she
a
can
habit.
be. The comment to Johnny Blaze was more of a derogatory comment, whereas the
was
comment
racist.
to
No, it was racist.
okay,
I
Right.
met Johnny Blaze. We can pull it up. She is a very pretty girl
Mm-hmm.
in person. Like, I literally have videos of her pulling up to the store, and I took pictures with her. She's not dark, like, and I'm not saying anybody dark skin is a monkey, but I'm just saying, like, she's nowhere compared to a monkey. So the only reason for you to say that is because she's
Spice
black.
was dark. Yeah,
She black.
No,
Like
the
a-
only reason for you to call Johnny a monkey
Yeah,
is
it's 'cause
because
she black,
was
'cause she don't look
black.
like a monkey
We're
at
not
all.
even talking about Spice. Like, we're gonna push Spice to the back only because, and I'm not saying she looks like a monkey, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
I think it was
We
her.
can use the
Spice
quote-
was pretty much
yes.
colorism had to do with
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of
definitely
her.
colorism.
But
Yeah,
if you've talked about other people, like you said, Johnny Blaze, who have you said?
some music producers.
That wasn't even black, dark skin.
Dark
Sorry,
skin,
dark
whatever.
skin. You just being racist
Okay,
to me.
all
What
right,
do you
I
think?
can get it.
What do you
Go
think?
ahead.
Yeah, I think if she has a history of using the term monkey, then maybe it definitely has some
crazy.
racist
Connotation to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like if that's your go-to, and it's been historically monkey has been a racist term. It's like, okay, you must not have anything else to say, and you've heard maybe your household say it, so that may be your
Okay.
go-to. So it's like, because that was my whole thing with the using the N-word thing. It's like, don't try to use it if you don't act like that all the time. If you're not with the culture all the time, then don't use the word. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, don't try to use it because it's cool to use, or it's just a filler word instead of saying my guy or whatever. That's what a lot of people do anyway,
Yeah.
because they think that's cool. They trying to be with the culture.
So
We don't walk around, not trying to be funny, but we don't walk around doing that.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be just
We
like
don't
Paul
walk
Mooney
around
said. I think he
doing that.
passed away RP,
Yeah.
but everybody want to be an N-word to trying to be an N-word.
exactly.
And that's the big, that's
Exactly.
my main thing. It's like, don't try to capitalize off of our culture because it's cool and that's what's hip these days, because black culture runs everything. It's like whatever we do, everybody's gonna follow suit to do, just like dances and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's like,
So
that's my main thing with that.
so me personally, I don't know if she's racist. I just know that one, you should have said what you said. Number one, two, I get you losing your cool when somebody bring up your kids. I get that, but
Everybody.
I
got
Coulda
don't
chose
have
a
to.
better choice of words.
If you come at me about my kids, it's not gonna be a racist thing. It's
Right.
gonna be a me against you kind of thing. It's gonna be, oh, you gonna get some insults.
Which she probably thought that was gonna be the thing that hurt you, but it's just a
Exactly.
different
What would
choice
you
of
have said
words,
to a white
man.
person?
Huh?
Exactly.
What would you have said to a white person? They couldn't have been a monkey.
True.
So
But
what-
because you said it's like the culture thing. Eminem been in the game for how long?
Yeah, he ain't never used that word. He don't even play them games.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's
20
never
years.
Caught, like, no, that's
And he's
never
probably
been
the
a
most-
Nobody provoked
And
them.
he's
like,
probably the most
no,
down-
people have provoked them.
That's never
I ain't
been
gonna
a
lie.
problem.
A lot of people have provoked. A lot of people
But
have been
that's
trying to beef
another
with.
conversation because
But
it's about just like, okay, I'm glad she said that.
Yeah.
Because he knows better. He knows what
Yeah.
he's up against.
he knows that he's a visitor in the
if
hip
you
hop
know,
community at the
if
end of the
you
day.
know, what's the producer name?
Mona Scott.
Mona Scott.
If you know Mona Scott, you've been on this show for long enough, baby.
10 years about,
Not only
probably.
has what's her name, Erica, been on this show, but she's been in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 movies on Tubi.
Tubi.
Yeah.
All right.
That being said,
Black
you
movies.
already
Black
know,
Right.
movies.
Black
movies.
produced movies. Right.
You already know how it's going. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when Scrappy said, "Oh, people, they put people in this
certain predicaments,
position to da-da-da-da-da." I'm faced, and I'm not gonna say it specifically. I'm faced with a predicament every Monday through Thursday. Am I not?
No, you ain't lying.
But I hold myself like I'm supposed to, and I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't
Yeah.
care if
In
it's
a work
cameras,
environment.
Yep.
And that's where they
in
are.
a school environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where kids are at.
Yeah.
I hold myself. I'm there. I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't care who's around or what's going on, but I have to I have to do what I have to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the same.
But see,
Yeah,
and I
they
think
say accordingly.
as far as the love and hip hop
It's the same
culture,
thing.
I think one, Mona Scott thought that was going to be another one of her moments
She
in
did.
in
She
hip
knew
hop.
not.
She knew not.
But see, she said her get away with it before. But now you thought it was going to be another one of those moments. But then when it backlashed on you,
it messed
She
you
had
up.
to
it,
make
you know,
the
you had to
moves.
you
I
had
gotta
to
let it go. I
fire
gotta let it
her.
go. Fire
You know
her.
what I'm saying? But I can guarantee you she's not. They'll let if this cool down. And like I told you, I
They
think
can
I
let
talked
her
to you,
go.
Jabbar.
They can let her go
I,
and be all right.
honestly, her and Spice can go to me. I don't. Spice to
no,
me,
no.
Spice
Hold
to
on,
me
that's my
is
girl.
messy.
That's my girl.
She'll tell her best friend.
not
What's her
messy.
best friend's
Hold on,
name?
she held
What's
that
her best
secret.
friend's name?
She held that secret and she knew how long her best friend messed with Jock. She
Oh,
did
yeah.
not, because I know what you're talking about.
No, not that.
Okay, but even with
What's
that,
what's her best friend's name though?
the Jamaican joint, right?
Yeah. Her best friend is now friends with
Okay, but
Carly
before
Rae. And she
that-
says, you can't be my best friend and be her friend too. I'm like, why not?
You know why?
But wait, man, she
No,
could
ma'am.
be, but she could be
You know why?
Erica's friend
Hold on.
and
No, ma'am.
Amara's friend.
No, ma'am. Me and you, let's just say, okay, let's just use it as this. Me and you been friends since I was born.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just use it. And I just met him in 6th grade. Is 6th, 7th?
Yeah, he was sick.
6th grade. Hold on now. We went into this as best friends, me and you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like her. And you know I don't like her. I been ain't liked him. Sorry, him.
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna sit here and just make him your friend?
But now I will say this and about that, because
That's not how that works now.
if I have a friend right?
No, I didn't say that.
No,
I didn't
no.
say we all friends. And
No.
it just happened.
I said if I'm friends
you
with
made
you.
him your friend after you knew I didn't like him.
No. I ain't talking about that now.
That's what she did.
No, I'm talking about me and you
Right.
are friends.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm friends with him over here.
Jabari.
And then I find out that y'all two don't rock together.
Okay.
Okay. Now me and you been friends
But
almost
if we
all our
best
lives.
friends, you know that.
You know what I'm saying?
If we best friends, you know that, Eric.
No, I said, but I might not have
Come on
known
now. Nuh-uh.
that y'all are not friends. You know what I'm saying?
No. We best friends. They are best friends.
But her and Carly were friends at that time.
But she was also at that time. But before that, her and homegirl had already. Come on now. No.
I'm like this.
If we
I can
friends and
be
you
friends with
decide-
people who are not cool with each
You
other.
can.
But what you
Not
can't
after
do.
the fact.
But what you can't
Not after
do.
the fact.
You can't come to me.
No.
You can't come to me and say anything about her, and she can't come to me and say anything about you.
So you telling me if this is somebody you don't like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you don't like her. But me and you've been friends since 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I decide one day I want to be friends with her.
No, I ain't saying that. I mean,
Because
you can be
that's
friends
what
with who
happened
you
in their
want,
situation.
but you can be friends with whoever you want to be
That's
friends
what
with.
happened in their situation. She knew that she
As long
already
as you
knew
don't
that.
break my confidence as my friend,
It ain't- no,
as long as you don't
nobody-
put me in a situation
You
where I'm
can't.
going to be in this person's face, I'm cool.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't dictate who you're friends with.
Nope. Yeah, you can be friends with whoever you want to be friends with before the fact.
But then
if-
right now, if there's a girl right now that you don't rock with, okay?
And you want to Sierra. I'm just saying Sierra.
Yeah.
And you want to go over there and be friends with Sierra?
No, I'm not gonna go be friends with Sierra.
No. But you are. I'm just saying, like you are.
Let's just say
because that's the
let's
case
just say me and
scenario
Sierra. Let's
here.
just say me and Sierra became friends because we worked in the same place, right? So we worked in the same place,
Okay.
and she was cool.
But you know about me and Sierra,
But
right?
I know about you and Sierra, but
Right.
we worked together every single day, and so we formed this kind of co-worker kind of relationship.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And
Because
you know
you-
what we going through. I don't care. Okay, another subject. All right. We don't bring that. Because why would you get friends with her when you know?
Okay, we got about we got less than a minute.
We'll bring it up next.
AJ she's an all in or all out kind of person. There is no
That's
gray
it.
area. There's no
That's
gray
it.
area
Ain't
at
no,
all.
Black and white work.
No, we ain't
Yeah.
doing that. You're not gonna we're gonna talk about that though.
All right, everybody, real quick. Please, you guys, start streaming on our YouTube channel so that we don't have to go live on Facebook. You can see everybody in the studio. We can see all the questions. All the hosts can see all the questions. It's gonna be in the link on my Facebook page. You guys say bye real quick. We got like 10 seconds.
All right, bye.
Appreciate
We had a
y'all.
good time.
Appreciate
We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
All right,
Yeah.
everybody. Thank you so much for keeping it tuning in to keeping it
100.
100. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.